What's up, everybody? Lucky Lefty. Notre Dame practice report, practice number 2 in South Bend this morning. We did not have the full access that we had for the first practice. The young men, they're back, coaching staff, they're back off spring break. Practice number 2 just ahead of Notre Dame's pro day on tomorrow. So that means it was a lot of visitors on the sidelines, right? You had all of the guys that are going to be participating in the pro day checking out their teammates, man, from the sideline. It was a really good vibe early in the morning. And then you had someone that's not with the program that, based upon seeing him, good vibes that he's going to return soon to the Notre Dame football program. But let's get to it. What stood out? Like I said, we didn't have that much. They started with special teams. You feel good about the place kitchen situation. Definitely feel good about that from what we've seen thus far. Special teams, as far as punt, things of that nature, coverage, all of that gets into more a bigger swing when you talk about fall practices coming up this summer. Marcus Freeman. Ladies and gentlemen, I just kept my eyes on him for a little bit, and he seems very confident in the operation. Going to his third season, the foundation has been laid. The questions that were there for the program, answers have been submitted and fulfilled, and now we'll see if they'll manifest in production on the field. But you have to love the way that he's moving around, walking around. Chest is poking out a little bit more. He truly believes in his program, truly believes in his team. He spent the majority of the time with the linebackers. I mean, that's what he loves. That's his strength, right? Coaching linebackers. He spent time with the linebackers, and then he went over and spent some time with the safeties as well. And I think he's going to be supplementing that area with Chris O'Leary moving on to the NFL. Mike Mickens, of course, working with the defensive backs, has some GAs working with both. So Marcus Freeman seems very comfortable with the staff and the accountability and responsibility that he's laid upon that staff. He's always been like that since he got to Notre Dame. He believes in his coaching staff and he gives them the ability to run their rooms. And then he acts as the overseer, but he's moving with a little bit more confidence, in my opinion, in these practices. What he said after the first practice rings true in the second practice. Don't get caught up. Who's with the ones? No, he's not operating like that. Everyone is getting opportunities right now to show what they can do, and you love that type of competition. Just to say that, Steve Angeli did come out with the ones for the first couple of snaps, and then Riley Leonard came in right behind him. Watching the quarterbacks, it's an honor to watch all of these guys, or a pleasure, shall I say, to watch this quarterback room. Steve Angeli, Riley Leonard, CJ Carr, and Kenny Minchie. But I'll reiterate, man, every time I watch them, it's amazing that I love all four guys and their ability to be able to win in Notre Dame. But the fact remains the best arms and the best physical tools belong to the youngsters in the quarterback room. And that's great news. Also, it's buzzing because Deuce Knight arrives at Notre Dame tonight for his visit. Marcus Freeman was talking about that in the press conference. He talked about, hey, it's important to keep him involved with the program because the longer he stays away, your mind tends to wonder. They have a clear cut plan on keeping Deuce Knight connected to the program and keeping him in the 25 class. Wide receivers, once again, just the way they run through drills is totally different. You see the difference in speed, you see the difference in quickness. The defensive backs, they're just sticky. Benjamin Morrison, Jaden Mickey, Christian Gray, they look absolutely wonderful. Really didn't get a chance to see everybody else because we weren't allowed to see the team reps for the 5 periods that we were there. But the team is definitely more athletic, more talented than in the previous 2 years, especially at key positions like quarterback, wide receiver, and I think the linebackers, young, inexperienced, but talented, flat out talented. Marcus Freeman is working with those guys and keeping his eyes on new linebacker coach Max Bullock, who coaches the position hard and sets a high bar of expectation for their room. So, with that being said, I already expect, despite the inexperience on the field, already expect a really good output from those young linebackers, especially after about 2 or 3 games. I think they're really going to take off. You're going to see some mistakes early. They're still going to play good, but once they get their feet firmly planted, I look for the linebacking core to take off. Pro day coming up tomorrow, guys. Like I said, not much to report. That's the practice report from today. You can catch it. Patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. Also, we'll be live tonight with Malik Zaire and myself, 7:30 p.m. Central Time for Lucky Lefty Podcast. We'll go over the running backs and tight ends from the 26 pot of gold offers and talk a little more about the Notre Dame practice report. Offensive line, interior guys. I foresee a pretty good battle when we get to the fall. I think the tackles will be set in stone. Center is set in stone. But the two guards should be very interesting to see how those things pan out. Do they move tackles inside? Is it a true competition? Or do they just allow the true inside guys to go ahead and duke it out to see who's part of that starting five when they walk out for the first snap down at College Station against Texas A&M in August, man? Good things. Go Irish, man. We'll check you guys out later.